So, morning. See that little bit of swell there? It was much bigger all night and it rocked us all the whole time. The anchorage was not untenable, but the wind was coming always from that direction, and then the swell was coming from that direction, and it was kind of a fair bit bigger than that, and it was made for not quite a comfortable night. Lots of wind. I got part of my spray hood and Bimini Link that got ripped away. It's old, so some of the stitches were just not good. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you this morning about my new Starlink unit that you see there. Man, that changes everything. Like, it changes everything. The way I'm gonna manage the boat in the future, the way I'm gonna go or not go in marinas, the way I'm gonna go or not go to restaurants. Now I'm gonna choose my restaurant based on whether I like the food, not whether the Wi-Fi is good. I've been sailing for since 2013, so we're in 2022, so that's 9 years now, and the Wi-Fi communication was always an issue. Like it's because you're always living behind a little bit somebody that would live in a city. Someone that lives in a city has had access to super fast Wi-Fi since forever. I remember at some point I parked the boat in Los Angeles in 2016. I had like 15 megabytes seconds download on a Time Warner cable modem, whatever. Sorry, it's early in the morning. That was impossible. Now this antenna here does it, and it's been available for a little while. I took the RV model. The term and condition on the RV model specifically state that it's a best effort service, so you don't have any sort of guaranteed service speed or level, and but you're allowed to move it everywhere, and they used to charge like an extra fee, and for some reason I guess they were not seeing the sales number they wanted here in Mexico, and they kind of cut the price in half. It used to be $1,000 Canadian to order the unit, and then the cost per month were about 2,300 pesos, so like 160, 170 per month Canadian. And I guess in Mexico nobody was buying it, so Starlink came up with this new pricing at $500 for the antenna and $100 Canadian for the service. All of that is expressed in pesos, of course, when you select the Mexico option in their website. So I'm kind of grateful, because that was the trigger for me to actually buy it. I have been sitting on the fence quite a fair bit with it, because, you know, with this boat I'm all set up to travel and go places across the oceans, and I'm hoping that this year is finally the year, after all the COVID, after having had to fix the boat. I hope that this year is the year that I'm going to French Polynesia, and it's not clear that my brand new Starlink antenna is gonna work in French Polynesia. There's a restriction about using. You can use it in all kinds of different countries as long as you stay in the same continent. So I could take my unit, go to Canada with it, no problem, with an RV, for example, or I can take the unit and go to the US or Honduras or Guatemala. As long as I'm on the same continent, the terms of service are clear. I should be able to use it. But they're very clear that if you change continent, like going to Australia, the antenna should not work. Now, there's a lot of things in the terms of service of Starlink right now that are changing rapidly. Just the price drop that they did. It used to be you could not move your antenna; it was geolocated, and you could just not move it around. Now you can move it around, and they say that you cannot use the unit while you're in movement, like while you're displacing it. Well, I've strapped it on the bow here, and I was moving the boat at about 7 knots, and the antenna was working just fine. So there is what is published as a on their terms of service, and there is the intent of Starlink. Like, behind the intent of Starlink is to make like a worldwide available internet service, accessible anywhere, any point in the globe. So I think a lot of these restrictions in the terms of service are actually like legal binds that Starlink is trying to work the kinks on. It's not a technical limitation on their unit. I was worried also about like how the unit, like does it has a gyro, or how is it accommodating, for example, for the waves that I'm having right now. Like the boat is rocking and moving. How is it transmitting and working just fine in those conditions? It has to do with the way the antenna works. Like it's a phased array, so it kind of, I mean, this thing, like the rocking motions I have on the boat is seconds in terms of time wavelength type deal. This thing interacts in picoseconds and nanoseconds, so it's transmitting packets of data every picoseconds, which is like a fraction of a fraction of a second. So the resolution and the speed at which it's transmitting data is a lot faster than what the rocking motions of the waves are. I'm not a specialist. There's actually a lot of video that are like do a good job of animating and trying to make us normal people understand how this works. I'll post one in the description of this video. So all in all, very satisfied, very happy I got this. It's gonna be a good element in terms of saving money on marina, saving money on restaurants, and having overall better access, better quality of access to the internet. So thank you for watching.